So how do you overcome all of this? Well, the goal here is to put your arms and hands into a position of what we call neutrality. Here's how you were born. You put your hands on a golf club, developing a relationship between the back of your hand, forearm, and the face of the club. Now, when your arms rotate around your body, which is what they do, now the angle of the club face comes back to square without you having to think about it. Well, this is just the start. There has never been an orthodox, good, smooth-looking golf swing. Never been one in the history of the game that looked that way with a bad grip. Because it can't possibly happen. Because you're going to have to come up with some compensating move to find a way to get that club on the ball, and the minute you do that, you're going to have some special move in your swing that is only to you personally, and that's where the fun starts. Now you expect some character like me to come out here and figure out all of these hooks and curves and slices and jabs and stabs. All that I know how to do is take what you got and then get you back to where we can hit the ball straight. Now, I know a lot of you have been playing golf a long time. You've hit good shots. So I'm not going to be able to change 40, 50, or even 80 years like Mort of swinging like that. But what I can do is I can show you how to make a compensating move that you can still hit the ball out there reasonably straight. You'll lose distance many times because it's going to cut something or the other. It's either going to cut your accuracy or it's going to cut your distance, your ability to provide speed, if we get these compensating moves going. But you can still play golf. And when you think about how far individuals hit the ball, for instance, I hit my pitching wedge here about 120 yards under my normal full swing. Well, how many of you hit it that far? Probably not. And the reason you don't is you have too many inefficiencies trying to keep these compensating moves working for you. It's not that you're not physically able to do this. Most of you really are. But because you have to cut down on your speed producers in some way just to get the ball to go forward, all of that goes out the window. And now what happens is you're trying to just hit the ball somewhere where you're aiming. So if I were to take this swing, you can see the evenness to my swing. Back, down, through, and around. There's no inhibited moves in there. Well, after hitting about 5 million balls in the last 54 years, there better not be. I worked pretty hard at it. The problem is, what looks easy to you fellows when me hitting the ball right now, at one point in my life wasn't. And until I got with somebody like a Bob Toski, who was able to enlighten me as to how I needed to go about it. And when you think about Bob, he weighed 118 pounds and he was a leading money winner. And he was one of the longest players on the tour. So technique can really play a big role here if you can get yourself into the right positions. So once again, I try to think of the most basic of things here. Your pace, of which Bobby Jones had a great quote in his book. The golf swing is a measure of time that few ever learn the pace. You get fast because you get anxious. You use your hands, overuse your hands, that makes your swing get fast. If I let this club swing, back, down, back, down. You know who set that pace? Mother Nature. Gravity. This club, when I take this hand away, is going to go downhill a certain amount of time. It builds up just enough speed to almost reach the exact same spot on the other side. Gravity. There's your base standard for your pace for your swing. If you take it back to here and you push it down, you're no longer in Mother Nature's pace. Therefore, what's going to happen is at some point you had to grab that club, you had to force it down faster, and more often than not, you ended up screwing up the shot. All bad shots are caused by only one thing: over control. What causes over control? Tension and over anxiety. The minute you grab this club and you force it to do something, you are risking over control. So, the more even your pace gets, and just think about it, these are just basic things now. The more even your pace gets, the less opportunity you have for over control. Holding the club light. After all, Mort, how much did we say this golf club weighs?
I forgot.
George, anybody remember how much this golf club weighs? Pound and a half. Do I hear 5? Do I hear 5 pounds? 5 pounds, 2 pounds, 2.5? How about less than 12 ounces? The lightest club in your bag is what? The lightest club in your bag?
The wedge.
The wedge. No. Your sand wedge is usually your heaviest club in the bag. Your driver is your lightest club. Now, isn't that interesting? Your driver, my driver, 46 inches long, plastic handle, demagnetized head, kryptonite shaft. This driver weighs 11.5 ounces.
Wow.
My sand wedge weighs a little over 12 ounces. The fact that it's long makes it feel heavy. And when I have a student, I always ask them these questions. How much does your club weigh? Oh, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and they swing it like a Sears Craftsman axe, and I wonder why. Well, there's the issue right there. They hold the club so tight because your body is built a specific way. It's built with an antagonistic muscle system. What's an antagonistic muscle system? The muscle that brings your arm up is not the muscle that takes it down. You have opposing muscles throughout your body.